Tennis players are obsessed with hitting winners, but they're literally doing it wrong, and it's costing them matches. Here's the mind-blowing truth that will change how you see every tennis match forever. Over 75% of points end in an error, not a winner. That means the flashy shots you see on highlight reels are actually the exception, not the rule. The best players in the world win by making fewer mistakes, not more spectacular shots. Tony Nadal drilled this into Rafa's brain from day one. The player who makes fewer mistakes usually wins. In matches between evenly ranked opponents, the player with fewer unforced errors wins 70 to 75% of the time. This completely flips everything you think you know about tennis. The secret to winning isn't being more aggressive, it's being more consistent. Your favorite player isn't winning because they're hitting amazing shots. They're winning because they're making fewer stupid mistakes.
You can win a tennis match while losing more points than your opponent, and this fact will blow your mind. Professional tennis players regularly win matches after winning only 48 to 49% of total points played. Most matches are won by players who capture just 53 to 55% of points, which means tennis isn't about dominating every moment, it's about winning the right moments. This is why tennis is the most psychological sport on earth. Paul Annacone, who coached Federer and Sampras, calls these big points, break points, 30-30s, and early service games. The player who shows up mentally when it matters most wins, even if they're getting outplayed for most of the match. This explains why some players are clutch and others choke. It's not about being better overall, it's about being better when the pressure is highest. Tennis rewards mental toughness over raw talent.
Your serve is the only shot in tennis you completely control, yet most players are wasting this massive advantage. Here's the game-changing stat that coaches don't want you to know. Players who land more than 65% of first serves win significantly more service games, especially at amateur levels. The difference is staggering. Players win around 75% of first serve points compared to only 50% on second serves. That's a 25% swing in your favor just for getting the ball in the box. Darren Cahill says the serve is your most important weapon because it's the only moment where your opponent can't influence what happens. Yet players practice serves the least and focus on power over placement. The secret isn't hitting harder, it's hitting smarter. High percentage targets like body serves and wide serves are more effective than trying to blast aces. Control the controllable, and you control the match.
Tennis matches are won and lost before players even hit the ball, and the secret weapon is something most people completely ignore. Movement is the hidden decider that separates winners from losers, but it's not what you think. It's not about being the fastest player on court, it's about moving more efficiently than your opponent. The top 100 ATP and WTA players all train court movement deliberately because they understand this truth. Better positioning beats better shots every single time. Whether it's explosive first steps, balance in recovery, or positioning for a defensive lob, movement wins matches. The USTA and Tennis Australia have identified this as the biggest differentiator between levels. Players who move efficiently win more because they're always in the right place at the right time. If you're not training movement specifically, you're falling behind every player who is. It's the ultimate competitive advantage hiding in plain sight.
Tennis players think they need to be creative and unpredictable, but the opposite is true, and it's revolutionizing how matches are won. The secret to winning long matches isn't inventing something new every point, it's sticking to the patterns that work. Tony Nadal built Rafa's entire career around just a few high-percentage patterns, and Paul Annacone calls this repetition with clarity. Players with clear tactical patterns stay focused longer, reduce unforced errors, and make smarter decisions under fatigue. This is why some players seem to get better as matches get longer, while others fall apart. The winners have predetermined what they're going to do in specific situations, so they don't waste mental energy making decisions under pressure. They've automated their strategy. While their opponents are thinking, They're executing. The best tennis isn't about having more options. It's about having better options and using them consistently.
Tennis balls are defying the laws of physics right in front of your eyes, and understanding this will change how you see every shot. When a spinning ball moves through the air, it creates a force called the Magnus effect that makes it curve away from its straight-line path. This is why Rafael Nadal's forehand seems to defy gravity. It's not magic, it's science. The amount of spin modern players generate is mind-bending, up to 5,000 RPM on some shots. That's faster than a car engine at redline. The physics of tennis spin has transformed the modern game more than any equipment change. Players are essentially throwing curveballs at 100 miles per hour, and their opponents have milliseconds to adjust. The ball isn't going where your eyes think it's going because physics is bending its path in real time. This is why tennis looks impossible to casual observers, because technically it is.
Tennis players have exactly 5 milliseconds to hit a perfect shot, and this fact will make you appreciate the sport in a completely different way. When a tennis ball makes contact with a racket, the entire collision happens in just 5 milliseconds. That's 200 times faster than the blink of an eye. In that impossibly brief moment, players must transfer energy, control spin, and direct placement with millimeter precision. Whoosh! The ball compresses to nearly half its size during impact, storing and releasing energy like a spring. Professional players generate racket head speeds of up to 120 miles per hour at contact, creating forces that would crush your hand if you weren't prepared. The margin for error is so small that being off by just a few degrees changes a winner into an error. This is why tennis is considered one of the most technically demanding sports on earth. Every shot is a miracle of timing, physics, and human coordination happening faster than your brain can process.
The biggest lie in tennis is that winners win matches, when the truth is that losers lose them. This revelation will completely change how you watch and play tennis forever. Professional tennis is essentially a game of who can avoid making mistakes under extreme pressure. The player who cracks first loses, not the player who hits the most spectacular shots. This is why tennis is called mental torture by sports psychologists. It's designed to break you psychologically. Every point is an opportunity to fail, and the pressure builds with every shot. The scoring system amplifies this psychological warfare because one bad game can lose you an entire set. Players aren't trying to be perfect. They're trying to be less imperfect than their opponent. The champion isn't the one who never makes mistakes. It's the one who makes fewer mistakes when it matters most. Tennis rewards survival, not brilliance.
Tennis players run a marathon during every match, but they're doing it in the most inefficient way possible. The average player runs about 3 miles during a match, but it's not like any other running you've ever seen. It's explosive sprints, followed by complete stops, repeated hundreds of times over several hours. This stop-and-start pattern is more exhausting than running a continuous 5K because your body never finds a rhythm. Players change direction every 2-3 seconds on average, putting incredible stress on joints and muscles. The physical demands are so extreme that tennis has one of the highest injury rates in professional sports. But here's the crazy part. Most of that running is wasted motion. Elite players move more efficiently, covering less ground while getting to more balls. They've learned to read the game better, positioning themselves where the ball is going rather than chasing where it's been. Efficiency beats effort every single time. Your eyes are lying to you about every tennis match you've ever watched. And this optical illusion explains why players argue with referees. The human brain processes visual information so slowly that by the time you see where a tennis ball landed, it's already bounced and moved on. At professional speeds, balls travel faster than your visual system can track accurately. This creates a phenomenon where players, referees, and spectators can all see the same shot land in completely different places.
Your brain fills in the gaps with assumptions and predictions, essentially guessing where the ball went based on incomplete information. This is why slow motion replay often shows calls that seemed obviously wrong in real time were actually correct. The players aren't lying when they argue calls. Their brain literally saw something different than what happened. Tennis exists at the edge of human perception, where the game moves faster than our biology can handle. Every match is a battle between reality and illusion.